From The Reporter, the paper of record for Delaware County's towns and villages, this is Off the Record, a quick look at the latest county news. I'm Andrew Kantor. This week, we've got a battle over gray tap water in Hancock, federal cuts clobbering county residents, county supervisors not wanting to hear from residents, and more. Let's get to it. This first one's a little complicated. A bluestone company, Johnson & Rhodes in East Branch, dumped truckloads and truckloads of a kind of slurry of rock chips on a property on a hill. Then, once it started to rain, a bunch of that stuff ran downslope and kind of turned the neighbor's tap water into muck, like what was coming out of the tap was gray. Here's the thing. Johnson & Rhodes was dumping the stuff for landowners who were using it as a foundation for building something. It's sort of a standard thing to do, and it's perfectly legal. The Johnson & Rhodes people pointed out that they just deliver the stuff anyway. It's up to property owners to make sure they're meeting any local requirements. The folks whose water systems are being ruined, they called the town's code enforcement officer, they called the state EPA, even the state health department, and they were told there's nothing the government can do, any level of government, even when they were able to prove that their water is now showing some nasty levels of iron and lead. The slurry being dumped is legal. It's not like they're using toxic waste. It's a marketable stone product. And that means the whole mess is a civil problem between the property owners, not the Bluestone Company. Although, the residents did point to a town law that prohibits dumping, among other things, quote, toxic chemicals and substances and other waste materials, unquote, in the town of Hancock, except at a transfer station or landfill. So, would this stone product fall under that law? None of this is clear, and it's probably going to be a while before it's sorted out. All right, let's talk about some government programs. First, HEAP and SNAP, the federal programs to provide heat and food for lower-income people. With the federal government still shut down, both of these have been cut off. The Trump administration has been flip-flopping on SNAP, first saying it would release money for it, then saying it wouldn't, then being ordered to by federal court, and now saying it'll only pay half the usual amount, and it's going to take some time to figure out how to provide even those minimal benefits to people. Governor Hochul said she's fast-tracking $30 million to help make up some of the difference. Hey, it's good to live in a rich state. But that's obviously not a long-term solution, and local food banks are already being hammered. Meanwhile, HEAP has been pretty much shut down completely, but the state and the county are trying to come up with funds to help people stay warm. And of course, there's always the possibility of using gyms and churches if the weather gets really bad. Of course, the whole shutdown is about whether to keep healthcare affordable, so we'll use that as a segue to talk about Medicare. This Medicare open enrollment season is a total mess, at least according to some local insurance agents. They're trying to help people navigate it. Basically, a lot of insurers have pulled out of the market, including CDPHP, because they weren't making enough money. And of course, there were those government cuts. So the company sent letters to patients basically saying, good luck. One agent in the county said there's only one Medicare Advantage insurer left, and there's no easy answer. So here's what you need to know if you know someone on Medicare. Your best bet to get information might be to call a local independent insurance agent. The county office for the aging, it's already swamped. Its budget got cut too, and it's fully booked until the open enrollment deadline on December 7th. So forget about that. And of course, the government shutdown means you won't be able to get help from the federal government. What you shouldn't trust for info is TV or any ads you get in the mail. There are a lot of slimy companies promising the moon and delivering something substantially less. And seniors are going to have to accept the fact that there's a good chance their benefits are going to be cut, the price is going to go up, and maybe worst of all, they may not be able to see the same doctors they've been seeing. Basically, like we said, it's a mess. Finding that local insurance agent is probably your best bet for sorting it out, but there are no guarantees. Hey, a lot of people, they want smaller government. This is smaller government. What else is happening around the county? Well, obviously, there are all the elections and all the results. If you don't already know who won, the reporters got the whole list. Speaking of elected officials, the Delaware County Supervisors Legislative Committee decided it would be too cumbersome to allow mere citizens to speak during supervisors' meetings. And by cumbersome, and I'm serious about this, Committee Chair Alan Hinckley actually said he didn't like the idea that allowing citizens to speak might make the monthly meetings last a whole hour longer. This is your county government at work. Well, not at work, not an extra hour a month anyway. The county is looking to switch the companies that service its emergency radio system. It's a 20-year system, but 6 years in, it's out of warranty. That's a chance for the county to find a local company to handle whatever repairs or tweaks it needs. That's what Emergency Services Director Steve Hood is working on. He's hoping to sign a contract with KJBL Electronics in Downsville and its partner JPJ Electronic Communications in Yorkville, and hopefully that'll save some money and speed up any repairs they need. Just a pro tip, if you're going to engage in, quote, first-degree rape, fourth-degree stalking, first-degree unlawful imprisonment, and first-degree sex abuse, and then plead guilty to doing that, your name is going to end up in the newspaper. The county's economic development folks outlined their new strategy for bringing in tourism and all the money that comes with it. The neat thing is they're doing it with less funding and more technology. Well, actually, they're getting more money from the state and from local occupancy taxes, but their costs are down thanks to bringing more work in-house. That means more money for promoting the county and giving grants for development. They're going all in on the technology, digital tools for visitors, a bigger presence on social media, even digging influencers out of the soil from their homelands to help spread the word. And of course, they're getting ready for specific work for next year, the semi-quincentennial, the country's 250th birthday. In case you're curious, a centennial is 100 years, obviously. A quincentennial is 500 years, so a semi-quincentennial is half that, 250 years. The more you know. Semi-quincentennial. If you've got a project in the back of your head to help the county's youths, the O'Connor Foundation is looking to give away a little money to help you do it. A little money, somewhere between $500 and $2,000 per project. It's accepting applications until February 1st, 2026, and whatever the project is, it needs to be completed by the end of 2026. Rather than rattle off the phone number or the web address, how about this? If you're interested in applying, search for the O'Connor Foundation, and you'll find the application on the website. That's your first test. If you drive on Route 8 near Masonville, you won't be doing that for a month. There's a stretch of the road near Route 206 that's being closed, possibly till early December, to repair a culvert. There are detour signs, but seriously, real natives don't need detour signs. And that's it for this week's Off the Record. You know what to do. There's plenty more in the Reporter, like all the Halloween celebrations that happened and the Veterans Day celebrations that are in the works. In fact, there's a whole special Veterans Day section in the paper. You can also read about the $1.5 million available for farmers in the New York City watershed to try out some new technologies. And of course, there's even more. You need to pick up the paper, or better yet, subscribe to it. Head over to the-reporter.net. This is your hometown newspaper, and it really is a lot better than social media for getting the real news. Until next week, I am Andrew Kantor. Thanks for being here.